Hello everyone. Today is my journal presentation on the topic Assessment of the current D-dimer cutoff point in pulmonary embolism workup at a single institution, a retrospective study. This is taken from the Journal of Postgraduate Medicine issued in the month of July-September 2018. My moderator is Dr. Shamaprakash sir. Introduction. Pulmonary embolism has an incidence of 70 per 1 lakh every year and mortality rate of 15% in the first 90 days post-diagnosis. CTPA or computed tomographic pulmonary angiography has evolved as the new reference gold standard tool in evaluating patients with suspected pulmonary embolism. The drawbacks of CTPA are radiation exposure, contrast-induced nephropathy and high cost. Therefore, evidence-based guidelines recommend the use of one of the validated score systems like Wells or Geneva criteria to assess the pre-test probability of pulmonary embolism and utilizing D-dimer testing and excluding pulmonary embolism for patients with low pre-test probability. D-dimer is a degradation product from cross-linked fibrin due to plasmin-mediated fibrinolysis. ELISA and latex-based automated immunoturbidimetric assay were found to be the most sensitive quantitative methods to measure the D-dimer. Reference lab ranges of DD assay are either less than 0.5 mcg per ml of fibrin equivalent units or 0.25 mcg per ml of D-dimer units. Pulmonary embolism was found to result in a significant increase in D-dimers. D-dimers can also be elevated in other conditions like aging, pregnancy, surgery, immobility, active malignancy, sickle cell disease and inflammatory process, or also when there is a decreased fibrin clearance in end-stage renal and liver disease. In this study, it was noticed that a high number of CTPA scans were ordered because of a slight increase in DD values. The vast majority of these scans came back negative for pulmonary embolism. So a retrospective analysis was performed on all the patients with suspected pulmonary embolism who had both DD and CTPA to demonstrate the deficiencies of the currently used DD cutoff point at the institution. The materials and methods. A retrospective study was conducted at Allegheny General Hospital during 1 year period from January 1st, 2014 to December 31st. Allegheny General Hospital is a tertiary care academic center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with more than 55,000 emergency room visits per year. The Institutional Review Board of Allegheny General Hospital granted the permission for the study. CTPA imaging was labeled as positive and negative for acute pulmonary embolism based on the independent interpretation by board-certified chest radiographers. DD measurement at Allegheny General Hospital were reported in fibrinogen equivalent units as microgram per milliliter using automated immunoturbidimetric method with normal D-dimer reference of less than 0.5 mcg per ml. The study was performed retrospectively to assess the sensitivity and specificity of the current institutional D-dimer cutoff point and to compare its efficacy with the other presumptive DD cutoff points. Thus, we tried to examine the sensitivity and specificity of different theoretical DD values which are higher than 0.5 mcg per ml in a retrospective nature. The best DD threshold was defined as the DD value which maintains the same sensitivity of the current DD cutoff but the least false positive rate. Also, the newly recommended age-adjusted DD cutoff point was retrospectively applied on the sample to compare it with the institutional DD cutoff. Coming to statistics, SPSS version 18 was employed for statistical analysis. Chi-square test was applied in 2x2 contingency tables to explore the difference between the categorical variables such as gender, ethnicity and CTPA results. An unpaid t-test was used to illustrate the associations among the continuous variables such as age and DD values. Receiver operated characteristic curve was used to locate the ideal DD cutoff value and to calculate the sensitivity and specificity for all possible threshold points of DD assay. The statistical significance was determined when the p-value was less than 0.05. So this is a table which shows the number of cases selected. The total CTPA cases were 1,591 cases, of which 77%, that is 1,220 were emergency room cases, out of which 20% were the emergency cases with which underwent DD testing. Out of this, CTPA was positive for pulmonary embolism in 14 cases, that is 6%, whereas CTPA was negative for pulmonary embolism in 224 cases, which is 94%. This is the age distribution in the study sample, most of them being in the age group of 50 to 59 years. So this is the characteristics of the included patients. The females were about 57% in the patients with pulmonary embolism group, and 140, that is 63% without pulmonary embolism. And most of them presented with chief complaints of chest pain and dyspnea. So this is a table which shows the distribution of D-dimer values in patients with and without pulmonary embolism. As we can see here, in a cutoff of 0.51 to 2 mcg per ml, there were vast majority of patients who were tested positive with no pulmonary embolism. And as the cutoff increased, the number of false positive number decreased. This is a table showing the D-dimer cutoff points with their sensitivity, specificity, positive and negative predictive values, and false positive rates. As we can see, when the cutoff of D-dimer is 0.5 mcg per ml, the sensitivity is 100%, specificity is 13%, and the false positive rate was 82%. So what we can see here is, as the cutoff increased, that is up to 0.85, the sensitivity was preserved, that is it is still 100%, and the specificity improved to 51% and decreased the false positive rate to 46%. So increasing the cutoff to 0.85 preserve the sensitivity, improving the specificity, and decreasing the false positive rate. So our study revealed that the shifting the cutoff of D-dimer from 0.5 to 0.85 resulted in an increase in the specificity from 13 to 51 while maintaining the same sensitivity of 100% and the same negative predictive value of 100%. In addition, it was noted that 82% of the D-dimer results in a sample were found to be false positive based on the current used DD cutoff. This percentage would decrease to 46% if the shifted cutoff, that is 0.85 mcg per ml was used. If we had applied the increased threshold of 0.85 mcg per ml on the present sample, this would change the interpretation of the 84 D-dimer cases from being positive to negative without missing pulmonary embolism. This would make 84 CTPA scans, which is 35% of all the CTPA imaging, unnecessary, since DD would be negative based on the shifted cutoff. On the other hand, we found that applying the validated age-adjusted cutoff point of DD assay on the sample could safely save 12 CTPA scans, which corresponds to 5% of all the CTPA imaging without missing any single case of pulmonary embolism. Discussion. This study revealed that a significant number of negative CTPA scans are performed due to slight increase in the DD value above the traditional cutoff, that is 0.5 mcg per ml. These scans could be avoided if the cutoff was higher. The ROC curve demonstrated a correlation between the raising DD cutoff point and substantial increase in the specificity of the test. Also, the test sensitivity had not changed until the cutoff had reached 0.85 mcg per ml. Shifting this DD cutoff from 0.5 to 0.85 mcg per ml not only resulted in almost four-fold improvement in the test specificity but also maintained the sensitivity of 100%. Thus, more than a third of the CTPA scans would be considered unnecessary by applying the shifted threshold of 0.85 mcg per ml. Also, the age-adjusted DD values are necessary that will be used for pulmonary embolism workup. CTPA imaging is overutilized and has increased over the past 2 decades with decreasing positive rate. Physicians' non-compliance with evidence-based guidelines was found to be a major contributing factor to CTPA overuse nationwide. In the present study, less than 20% of the emergency room patients with suspected pulmonary embolism underwent DD testing prior to CTPA scan. Out of which 30 cases, that is 12.6%, were physician proceeded to CTPA despite negative D-dimer values. This is because of reasons like high non-compliance, which include insufficient training on calculating PTP score, fear of malpractice litigation, performing additional thoracic imaging to look for an alternate diagnosis. On the other hand, D-dimer testing might lead to ordering unnecessary CTPA scans due to its high false positive rate. This has raised a suspicion about the efficacy of the current used DD cutoff point and necessity to raise it to a better practical threshold. In the present study, the false positive rate of DD decreased by applying retrospectively the age-adjusted DD cutoff on the sample and by making the threshold to 0.85 mg per ml. The limitations of the current study is that it's a retrospective in nature and conducting the study at a single medical center. The study examined DD cutoff points by reviewing the CTPA registry without taking into account those who underwent the perfusion examinations or those who had DD testing and no subsequent imaging during the pulmonary embolism workup. Also, the study revealed that DD testing was ordered in only 20% of the CTPA cases without knowing the reasons behind it, which makes us unable to rule out a selection bias in the sample. Thus, it will be difficult to examine the safety and validation of a new DD cutoff based on methodology applied in this study. The conclusion of this study is that it shows a significant deficiency in the currently used DD cutoff point. Applying the age-adjusted DD cutoff and testing the safety of a shifted threshold through a large multi-center prospective trial would help in reducing the amount of unnecessary CTPA scans. Such practice can potentially improve the patient safety and hospital resources utilization. Thank you.